In this section, we are going to discuss about a few basic financial functions which are essentially used across the domain of managerial education. These functions, probably some part of these you already know in terms of your understanding or the curriculum that you have gone through by now. And in any case, some of these are required regardless of the domain you end up working in. So some of these areas which are essentially things like depreciation, compound annual growth rate, present value, future value, and a few statistical functions might be relevant for us depending on what kind of exercises we are doing in terms of our domains respectively. Let's take the first one, which is in terms of depreciation. As we know, depreciation is the loss in value of an asset over its life. Depreciation is an accounting concept and could be either applied in a straight line method where essentially you depreciate a specific amount every year and that's a fixed amount every year, or you could apply it in form of something known as written down value. So you either have a straight line depreciation or you have what is called as a written down value. The written down value depreciation essentially talks about taking the net carrying value of the asset at the beginning of the year and applies a percentage depreciation on that. The straight line basically is the same for every year over the useful life. So for example, if an asset starts with a value of 10 and goes up to 0 over a period of 10 years, then the straight line method is going to apply straight away, 10% of that every year. Written down value never goes to 0 because it is always going to be a percentage of a certain number. So if 10 is the initial value and you apply a 5% depreciation, then on a 10 lakh asset, 50,000 is the initial depreciation. The next year, 5% is applied on the remaining value, which is 9 lakh 50,000. So on this, you will apply 5,000 and hence you will never reach a value like 0 because uh, you'll always have 5% of something as the depreciation and you will have 95% of that value remaining as the carrying value, right? So anyway, that is the concept around depreciation. Let's try and apply both of these using Excel. So let's look at straight line depreciation. Now we have an asset whose beginning value is given to us, which is the carrying initial cost, that's 10 lakhs. Salvage value is what we derive after we sell the asset, that's at 5,90,490, and we say that useful life for us is in 5 years. So a straight line method would essentially take the value from 10 to 590 equally spread across these 5 years. We can either calculate it using 10 lakh minus 590 and then divide that by 5, or we can use a function called SLN. SLN is essentially the straight line method of depreciation. If you look at the parameters that are in SLN, you have the cost value, which is 10 lakhs. You have the salvage value, which is 590, 490 as per our calculation, as per our data that is given to us. And we have the life, which is 5 years in this case. So let's put the values: cost, salvage, and life. And when we click OK, it gives us a straight line depreciation of 81,902. If I actually just calculate it using our calculation method, which is 10 lakhs minus 590, and divide this by 5, that also comes at 81,902. We can also try and see whether it eventually takes us down to that value. So this is 81,902 and the ending value is going to be 10 lakh minus 81,902. The ending value of 1 year becomes the beginning value of next year. The value will be equal to this one, and every year the same depreciation applies, and I can drag this formula lower, and we realize that the final year value at the end of 5 years is 590,490, which is what we had initially assumed in our calculations, right? So salvage value is where it reaches by keeping the depreciation amount same every year. That's a straight line depreciation method, right? Let's move to the next one, which is the written down value depreciation. Now in written down, remember, it is a calculation on the net value. So whatever is the depreciated value after the first year, the same percentage depreciation would be applied on that. Now in this particular case, we don't know what the same particular percentage would be. So we'll calculate that using a formula called DB. DB is something called as declining balance, which is the same as written down value. Once again, let's look at what parameters get applied there. You have cost, you have salvage value, you have life. So those are the three same parameters as the straight line method. You have one more parameter, in fact, two more. The first one is called period. Period would tell you which year you are looking at. So the period in our case is 1 year, 2 year, year 3, year 4, year 5, which is the period for which you are looking at the depreciation value, because that will change year on year in this case. Month is a optional value. Essentially, if you leave this blank, it assumes that the first year has 12 months. If you put a certain number between 1 and 12, it will only assume that number of months for the first year, and then second year onwards it will assume the rest of the entire year. So for example, let's say the year is from January to December. If you leave this number blank, if you leave this month number blank, it assumes that you bought the asset right at the beginning of January. If you put this number as 8, it will assume that you have bought the number as you have bought the asset at the end of the 4th month, right? So that's the nitty-gritty that we need to be careful about. For our purpose, we'll assume that the asset is bought at the beginning of the year. Let's put in the cost, and because we are going to use this formula again and again, I'll freeze the cost number, I'll freeze the salvage value number, and I'll freeze the life number. How do we freeze? These dollar signs come in. Remember, we had discussed that we'll press F4 on this number. So once we select the cell, we just press F4 there. So once you press F4, it gives you $B, $5, and life and period. Period is the number, the year, what specified period you're going to use. So in this case, that's the first year for the first number. We'll leave month as blank and we click OK. Depreciation is 1 lakh on a value of 10 lakh, which basically means that it's a 10% depreciation on the carrying value, right? Now, the ending value is 9 lakhs, and the second year, the value would be 9 lakhs to begin with. If the first year depreciation was 10% of 10 lakhs, and that was 1 lakh, the second year depreciation should be 10% of 9 lakh, and that should be 90,000. Let's see if the formula gives us that. The formula exactly gives us 90,000, and we drag it further, and we can drag it lower to the last number. Now let's analyze this data. You see that the first year depreciation is 10% of 10 lakhs. Second year is 10% of 9 lakh. Remaining value is 8 lakh 10,000. 10% of that is the depreciation in the third year. Remaining value after that is 7 lakh 29,000. 10% of that is the depreciation second year, fourth year. And then 65,610, which finally gives you a value of 594.90, which is the salvage value that we started with, right? Now, one thing we need to be careful about is that in this particular case, we carefully chose a number 594.90 for our discussion. If we put this number as 4 lakhs, it is quite possible that mathematically it does not arrive at the same value at the end of the period. That's because the percentage that equally applies only takes you to this value. It takes it to as near to this number as possible, but may not match the exact number at the end. It will be close enough for the number to ignore that number, that 1000 number that is extra that is there, but it may not exactly reach that 4 lakh value because of rounding errors essentially. So that's where your beginning value and ending value, and that's how you apply your depreciation concepts. Essentially, for straight line method, you use something known as SLN, and for written down value of depreciation, you use something called as DB. These are the two methods of depreciation that we have looked at and applied in the context of our calculations on depreciation.